Throughout history, humans have placed tremendous power in the objects they cherish. We adorn them, protect them, and sometimes fear them, because in every culture there are tales of items so steeped in tragedy, misfortune, or unexplained phenomena that they earned a chilling reputation. Cursed objects that seem to bring darkness to anyone who crosses their path. Tonight, we're travelling across the world to uncover some of the most infamous, mysterious and terrifying cursed objects ever recorded. Are these simply legends twisted by time, or is there something truly sinister lurking beneath their surfaces? You decide. Let's begin. The Crying Boy Painting, Italy. Our journey begins in Europe with a painting that became a tabloid sensation, The Crying Boy. In the 1950s, an Italian artist allegedly painted a series of portraits featuring young boys with sorrowful, haunting expressions. The painting spread across the UK, hanging in thousands of homes. But by the 1980s, firefighters across Britain started to notice something disturbing. In house, after devastating fires had reduced rooms to ash, the Crying Boy paintings were found untouched, not a single scorch mark. Rumours spread like wildfire. Some claimed the boys were orphans whose families had died in blazes. Others whispered that the artist had made a pact with dark forces. Soon the public believed the paintings brought misfortune and flame. In 1985, a mass burning of the Crying Boy portraits was organised. Thousands threw their prints onto great bonfires, hoping to break the curse. Even today, many refuse to keep a Crying Boy painting in their home. The Basano Vase, Italy. Next, we remain in Italy, where a mysterious silver vase is said to have brought death to every owner it has ever known. The legend begins in the 15th century with a bride who received the Basano vase as a wedding gift, but before she could walk down the aisle, she was found dead, clutching the vase in her hands. The vase passed from one family to another. Each time its new owner would die shortly after receiving it. Terrified, one family finally hid the vase away. Some say buried it, others claim it was sealed behind stone. But centuries later it resurfaced during a renovation and the deaths began again. Those who attempted to sell or handle the vase reportedly died within weeks. Eventually, the Italian police confiscated it. Today, its location remains a mystery. Supposedly locked away, sealed in a lead box, never to be opened again. The Dybbuk Box, United States. One of the most well-known modern cursed objects is the Dybbuk Box, a wooden wine cabinet said to be haunted by an evil spirit from Jewish folklore. The legend surfaced in the early 2000s when an antique buyer purchased the box at an estate sale. Almost immediately, he and everyone around him began experiencing strange nightmares, sudden illnesses, and shadowy figures moving through their homes. Inside the box were small, unsettling items, locks of hair, old coins, and a wine goblet, each with its own hint of mystery. As the story spread online, so did the fear surrounding it. The Dybbuk Box inspired documentaries, investigations, and even a Hollywood film. Where it is now remains a topic of debate. Some believe it's secured in a private collection. Others say its curse is far from contained. The Hope Diamond, India. At first glance, the Hope Diamond is dazzling, a deep blue jewel worth more than $200 million, but its beauty masks a long trail of tragedy. The stone is believed to have originated in India, possibly taken from a sacred idol, as it passed through royalty, merchants and collectors. Disaster seemed to follow. Misfortune, betrayal, financial ruin, and death. Even some of the wealthiest owners of the Hope Diamond suffered bankruptcy or terrible luck soon after acquiring it. Today, the gem sits safely behind glass in a museum. Thousands admire it each day, unaware of the dark reputation that clings to its surface. The Terracotta Army, China. In 1974, farmers in China uncovered one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in history, the Terracotta Army. 8,000 life-size soldiers buried with China's first emperor. But stories surrounding the emperor's tomb are far darker. Ancient writings claim that the emperor filled his burial complex with deadly traps, crossbows, poison, and rivers of mercury, all designed to punish those who disturbed him in death. After the discovery, strange misfortunes befell several of the farmers involved. Illness, financial ruin, and unexplained accidents. Some insist that these were coincidences. Others believe they were consequences of awaking a sleeping empire. To this day, the emperor's main chamber remains sealed, out of caution, out of respect, and perhaps out of fear. Robert the Doll, United States. In a museum in Key West, Florida, sits a seemingly harmless toy, Robert the Doll, but he is considered one of the most cursed objects in America. The doll once belonged to a boy named Robert Eugene Otto. Soon after Robert arrived, strange events began to unfold. Footsteps echoing at night, whispering voices, furniture shifting from one side of the room to another. Visitors claimed the doll moved on its own. Neighbours said they saw its expression change in the window. Today, museum guests must ask Robert's permission before taking a photograph. Those who don't often send letters of apology later, reporting streaks of bad luck the moment they left the museum. Whether possessed or simply the stuff of legend, Robert the Doll continues to unsettle all who crossed his stitched, smiling path. The Busby Stoop Chair, England. Our final cursed object takes us to North Yorkshire, England, to a simple wooden chair said to bring death to anyone who dares to sit in it. This is the tale of the Busby Stoop Chair. The story begins in the early 1700s with Thomas Busby, a convicted murderer sentenced to hang. Before his execution, Busby requested one last drink at his favourite pub and insisted on sitting in his favourite chair. As he was dragged away, he is said to have cursed the seat, vowing that anyone who sat in it would meet an untimely death. For centuries afterwards, locals reported exactly that. Soldiers, delivery workers, and pub visitors who sat in the chair allegedly died soon after from accidents, falls, and mysterious misfortunes. The deaths became so frequent that the pub owner finally donated the chair to a museum, with one condition: it must be hung high on the wall, where no one could ever sit in it again. And that's where it remains today, suspended out of reach, its curse still whispered about by those who know the legend. From sacred relics to ordinary household items, each of these objects carries a story shaped by tragedy, fear, and the unknown. Whether you believe in curses or simply see them as superstition, one thing is certain: objects can hold a powerful place in our imagination. Power to fascinate, power to terrify, and perhaps power to change the lives of those who encounter them. Would you dare touch any of these objects, or would you turn and walk the other way? Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world's darkest mysteries. If you enjoyed exploring these cursed artifacts, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more paranormal stories and haunted history. Until next time, keep your distance from cursed objects. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and join me for more spooky stories if you dare.